Cafe Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Well, I don't know what this is, this show, the FF episode. I think it's 2000.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
263. Okay, that's, no, 62. 2,262. Who knew? There's a show that I've done every day. It's Mike's Daily Podcast, and I've done it every day for 10 days in a row without getting interrupted. Whoa, that's amazing. Thank you for being
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Profoundly moved just like I am. It's amazing. 10 days in a row.
Mike's
How is that possible?
Daily
All right, enough gloating.
Podcast.
It's good to have a daily podcast.
Yeah!
Because there's stuff going on in the world. All kinds of stuff. Local stuff. Because we're here in Podcastra Valley, the last place on earth. Cafe Anyway. Thank you for stopping by. It is called Cafe Anyway because, anyway. There is an interesting post. So I have told you about Nextdoor. And I laugh at it because there are a lot of people, there was a really strange looking van that drove down my street. Every van in the Bay Area looks strange. There's a lot of delivery vans bringing us stuff like mackerel. Hey, it's got good fats in it, omega-3s, mackerel. That's why it comes to my house. And then, of course, there's the cats, which that is going to pertain to the podcast picture today. But I'm a little bit ahead of myself slightly. So there's this one post that I saw on Nextdoor. Ridiculous Random Posts used to be a segment on this show, by the way, back in the early days, 10 years ago, of Mike's Daily Podcast. So this guy posts this post, and this pertains to Podcastra Valley. Anyone else sick of the homeless situation caused by First Presbyterian on Grove Street? This is a problem here locally.
And here's today's podcast picture.
It's not of the homeless by First Presbyterian on Grove Street. It's of a visitor that we have often now at my house. And that would be Rodler. We've talked about Rodler before. My lovely lady friend and I went into a very deep discussion about Rodler on the Sunday podcast, if you want to listen to that, from 6:25 or 28, 27. That's what I think. So check that out. Basil would not approve of cats, though. The late, great Basil the boxer. We will have a very special tribute to him in about 17 days. That's right, Basil. The great Basil the boxer. But yes, this Rodler, which yes is another name for a type of beer that's got lemonade in it, because German bicyclists love that after a long ride. The cat has a lot of personality, very cool. This cat was a feral cat. Now it's kind of gotten friendly. Now, on the show we did Sunday, lovely lady friend and I were talking about, wow, how friendly this cat has gotten. Well, that ebbs and flows. Now the cat's being very standoffish with me, a little bit kinder to lovely lady friend, probably because she feeds him. And she's like, hey, I got to be nice to this person, to this human. The other guy, So see that picture at MikesDailyPodcast.com. What was interesting about the picture was that Rodler went up to a little shrine, a little memorial we have for Basil the boxer, who passed away almost a year ago. And there's a bunch of Basil's toys there, his lamb chops, and he loved bubble wrap. So we keep like a little bubble wrap in this little shrine. And so you can see Rodler's kind of inspecting it. At MikesDailyPodcast.com, you will find that podcast picture. So this guy says, First Presbyterian homeless. Anyone else sick of the homeless situation caused by First Presbyterian on Grove Street? Which, incidentally, when we lost Basil and, we were trying to figure out what to do with them, and a lot of pet owners, a lot of dog owners will cremate their dogs and they keep the ashes, and that's what we did with Basil, and keep him in this little box that kind of looks like the wood kind of reminds us of the brindle color of his coat. So where the cremation happened is actually just across the street from this church. Our streets are starting to look like a third world country, says this person on Nextdoor, full of drug use and the mentally ill. They think they are doing good, meaning First Presbyterian on Grove Street, but they are just enablers at this point. This is in regards to all the chronic homeless, not the nice people in the tiny homes down on their luck. And then he gives a phone number to call to voice your displeasure. It's time we take our neighborhood back. There are then 480 comments underneath this. The one that's like the closest to the top, because I'm too lazy to scroll down 480 comments. I think we should start spending the millions and billions of dollars on building secured wellness centers and grooming the large number of mental health and recovery workers that will be needed. Give scholarships and pay them a decent wage so there will be people who want to do that type of work. So, and somebody else writes, always absolutely buy everything from other towns. My only worry is Harbor Freight. Wait, what? Somehow that message has no relevance whatsoever. So that is a problem that we have here in Podcastro Valley. There's a church trying to do something good, and it's ending up causing residual problems. There are people crossing the street on Grove that, let's just say, don't pay attention to traffic rules and just sort of meander and walk around the street and endanger their lives. And then there are people that are sleeping on the sidewalks on the middle of the street, which is just outside of a suburban neighborhood. But Grove Street is a very busy street as we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. If you would like to comment on this, you can call me 336-MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM is at Mike Matthews. Daily isn't what this podcast is. We should probably get lovely lady friend on this podcast to comment on it. But yeah, what do? We do turn our back on people that need help? Or do we complain? Or do we do something about this? Try and help society. So that's the thing going on here in Podcastro Valley on Mike's Daily Podcast today, FF episode 2262. What I am doing at the moment is uploading podcast pictures, a whole bunch of them, to this Google Drive that I have. Now, you may know that Google Photos decided at the beginning of this month, actually, today is the last day of June. So at the beginning of this month, they said, nope, that's it. We used to give you unlimited storage, but now we're just going to say sayonara. Whatever you upload is going to basically be taking we give you a set amount of time. I think it's 15 for free. You get 15 gigabytes. So if you now start uploading photos since June 1st, and it cuts into your 15 gigs and your storage allotment. New photos uploaded with high quality and express quality resolutions will count toward the user's 15 gigabytes. When you reach the limit, you have to subscribe to a Google One account to back up all photos. Oops, and I just told my Samsung phone to turn on, and now it's telling me, sorry, I'm not sure if I can help you. When you reach the limit, you have to do that. At a high quality resolution, photos are compressed to 16 megapixels. Now, according to Consumer Reports experts, that's adequate for most purposes. For example, it's enough to print I guess this is 16.40 by 10.88 inch image at the industry standard of 300 pixels per inch. At express quality, images are compressed to 3 megapixels. If you'd like you can store images at their original resolution by choosing that option in your settings, but they will take up more space in your Google Drive. For more space, you can pay $2 per month for 100 gigabytes or $10 a month for 1 terabyte. And that's a whole heck of a lot. The service features a mobile app that offers photo editing, tagging, live photo support, and machine learning supported search. Then, if you don't want to deal with that, you can go with Microsoft OneDrive. But they only give you only 5 gigabytes of free storage, whereas Google gives you 15, a whole 10 extra. And there's no in-app photo editing, which is fantastic with the Google Photos. And while it's a bit sparse on helpful photo features, OneDrive might appeal to Windows users. Whether or not you use Microsoft Office, you can access and share photos using the OneDrive app, which does not require an additional download for computer use. If the 5 gigabytes of free storage is too slim, you can pay about $2 per month for 100 gigabytes. Or if you want the 1 terabyte, it's $70 per year. Let's see, $10 per year, $10 per month for Google Drive, $70 per year. I think you're probably getting the better deal with Microsoft OneDrive. For $100 per year, you can access the family plan, which gives 6 users 1 terabyte of space each. Then Nikon has its own thing called Nikon Image Sprays. It's free, but there's limited storage. And that's, it looks like it's only 2 gigabytes. So that's even less. But Nikon camera owners can access up to 20 gigabytes of free storage in their image space service. Those who own certain Nikon cameras can also store an unlimited number of photos, scaled down to 2 megabytes. Interesting, I never heard about it. Now there's Shutterfly too. Shutterfly has been around forever. Now Google Photos at one time was called Picasa. And I remember I had that on my computer, and then they took it away, and it had to remove it because Google gives stuff and then takes it away. But Shutterfly, free unlimited storage, automatic photo uploading, photo printing service, limited download resolution, no in-app photo editing. It's a photo printing service. It also offers free unlimited storage for photos, but no videos. Yes, no videos, and that's a bummer. I just took some funny video, in fact, of Rodler playing with some new cat toys that lovely lady friend got. Shutterfly says most photos can be downloaded at full resolution. And then users who want full resolution versions of older photos will receive instructions in a company email sent that when a multiple download request is made. Now, as I recall, it was a little wonky. I hate using that word wonky, but it fits. It fits because that's how it is. And I still have some photos on Shutterfly, and it'll send me an email every once in a while from, hey, remember this photo you took in 2009? I'm like, oh my gosh. Memories. And that's why I bring all this up. Is photos, whether you like it or not, they are your connection to the past. And not that you should live in the past, but sometimes you can pull some fantastic ideas out of the past to help you in the present and maybe help you in the future. You can go, hey, I did this. Why am I so like, I've done this before? You know, we sometimes get down on ourselves and we forget, hey, wait a minute. We've done a whole heck of a lot in our lives. And sometimes looking at these photos remind us, hey, we're pretty incredible. Look what we've done in the past. So we've done some amazing feats in the past. We can do some amazing stuff in the future. Then real quick, Sony Play Memories. That's a thing with free unlimited storage of photos and videos, only if uploaded automatically with Play Memories home app. But you only get 5 gigabytes of free storage if manually uploaded. Never heard of that. I'll have to look into that. There's also Dropbox. That's got limited storage for free. And that's also 2 gigabytes. Everybody seems to be around 2 gigabytes. There's Apple iCloud, That's free, but limited storage. That's about 5 gigabytes. For those who own Apple products, this service makes backing up your images super convenient, but the 5 gigabytes of free storage doesn't get you very far. Then you need to pay about $1 per month for 50 gigabytes. And then also, for $10 instead of 1 terabyte per month, $10 per month, you get 1 terabyte with Google. With Apple, it's $10 per month, and you get 2. Woohoo! And finally, Amazon Photos. Unlimited storage, automatic photo uploading, photo printing service. And that's all with Amazon Prime. So if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get this. You have access to this free unlimited service. And unlike most free options, Amazon Photos has no size restrictions for images. Google Photos has a size restriction. For files larger than 2 gigabytes, though, you have to use the free Amazon Drive desktop app instead of the Drive website to upload images. Like photo storage services from Apple and Google, Amazon Photos also features a mobile app. It's called Prime Photos, which offers editing features, tagging, support for those live motion photos you see on smartphones, and machine learning supported search. That's sort of like, hey, see this face, this person, find all the photos with that person in it, or this place, or that kind of thing. That last feature uses artificial intelligence to recognize objects in your photo, which can help locate items in your collection. And there you go. I thought I would share that with you today. And I pulled that all from this consumerreports.org. They should know. We're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Look who's here.
Hello, Michael Master, it's Madame Rootabega. And yes, I was talking about Nathaniel Ratcliffe on Sunday, and I used to date him. Oh,
yes, we heard all about that. So 2021 has been great for you, huh?
Yes.
Do you like the fact that you don't have to wear masks as much, although you probably should if you're around a bunch of people you don't know?
Yes.
And do you want to go swimming naked?
No.
You don't? Okay. Just checking. Some people want to swim naked. Or naked. Naked as... What was his name? Oh, that comedian. Louis Grizzard. He said naked means you're naked and you're up to something. What are you looking most forward to in 2021 was asked back in January by the Costco Connection. Listen to some of these answers, and here we are more than halfway through the year. What do you think about these? This one person says, a summer celebration with my extended family with a new appreciation for how special life is. Fewer screens, more people. Being able to finally throw a party for my 60th birthday, which will require supplies from Costco. That's why they got published, because they did a plug for Costco. I just did a plug for Costco, now a slug. Why don't you sell hot dogs past 8:30 at night? If I'm stuck in line with all my groceries and you technically close at 8:30, I'm still in line. I'm going to buy my stuff. You should allow me to get a dang hot dog deal. My first grandson is coming in 2021. It's the first time I look forward to inoculations from Costco so I can get my hands on that. Gosh, is there anything here that doesn't say the dang word Costco? I guess I am reading this from the Costco Connection. All right. Yeah, no. Oh, Costco samples. Yeah. Is that ever going to come back? Ken, at my job, who's been on the show, was telling me about how Ricky Schroeder, or is it Rick Schroeder? Ricky Schroeder, Mr. Silver Spoons, Mr. the prize fighter, son of John Voight himself. He's pretty conservative, like John Voight. And he was all up in arms about Costco making him wear masks. Well, then get sick, Ricky. Seeing my mother, who has been locked down in an assisted living facility for 8 months, and visiting my adult children and granddaughter on a regular basis. This other person says so much. Hugs, smiles, family, church, travel, restaurants, less stress and worry, lightheartedness, and less contention. This person says graduating from college as a 34-year-old mother of two. Good job. And finally, a kinder, gentler society. I'd also like to be able to see my granddaughter go to prom and graduate with all of her peers. And I want my family to feel free to get together to celebrate 2021 holidays and special occasions. Perhaps 4th of July. But be careful, everybody. Wear that mask. One more person here.
Hello, Mike. This is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John D, the engineer D.
No, it's not. It's somebody else.
That's right, it's Floyd the Floorman, D.
And it's Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Michael, can we take our masks off?
Yeah, masks. Do you know that?
That's terrible.
Yeah, I wish you would take those masks off. They're pretty scary. Those ones of...
That's a nightmare of a show.
The scary monster that you... Next show, it'll be Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer.
Ridiculous random.
Oh, we should play this too. Yeah, we just played that. So there you go. That was from the ridiculous random post part of this podcast. Take us out, A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.